Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm always super excited to spotlight authors and everything they're doing about their books, etc. And I have some authors, and I'm hoping more will join me. But I'm always super excited to point out new books that you should be reading, no matter when that is. Whenever you're seeing this on the replay or otherwise, to make sure that you have the resources that you need. I can't worry about who does what and who doesn't buy what. I'm going to put my books in the market, and I'm going to help other authors do that too. So that's where we're going today, and I want to make sure that you figure out what they have to offer, why they wrote their books, all of that good stuff. So I'll go first. So I'm Julia Royston. I've been writing now for probably, I started my publishing company that's 17 years ago. So I've really kind of been writing for at least the last 25 years. And so writing was a mental health therapeutic. Now that I've been around the professionals, they tell me that's what one of the techniques they use is journaling. And so therefore, I didn't know that. I had gone through a horrific situation. So I picked up a pen and notebook and went from there. 2007, God said it's time to put the book together. And here we are, 2025, and we have a plethora of books in most of the major genres. So I'm thankful, I'm grateful. To find anything that I write, go to juliaroystonstore.com or go to my other online stores, juliakroyston.com. That has everything. I had a gentleman tell me one time, how are we supposed to get through all of this? I said, one click at a time, sir. Just keep clicking. So, and if you're interested in publishing, feel free to reach out to me, talkwithroyston.com. Now I write for two or three reasons. One, I write because I love it. I still love it, even after all this time. And as many people as I help to write and publish their books, I get a little, I get a little antsy when I'm not creating myself. So the creative process, I love everything about it. And then secondly, I write when people suggest things that they want me to write about. So I've had some new ideas that have been given to me. Some I'll move on real quickly, some, a little bit later. And then the third thing is I write when, not just client requests, I write when I see a gap in the market, like something that's not out there. And then I guess my fourth thing is I write to help others. I'm striving to leave clues. I'm striving to let other people know that they can do it. Now, do they take the clues and hints and go on? Some do. And I applaud them. They've started companies, they're in business, and I'm thrilled every time I see it. There are some who still sit on their gifts and wait around on their gifts and have not, moved forward with their gift yet. But I'm prayerful. I am always encouraging, always helping, blessing, encouraging people to write their stories. I'm encouraging people to have a product out there in the marketplace, producing products and services. And so that's my why. I've been, of course, involved overly in children's books. That's kind of my really next thing, and really legacy to the next generation is having books with diverse characters that look like a lot of children in the world. So super excited about that, and thankful and appreciative for these authors being on with me this evening. We will start with the first one who came on. And so we'll start with Miss Erica Rutherford, and take it away, love.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Julia, for the opportunity just to come on tonight. My name is Erica Rutherford. I'm the CEO of Kingdom Writers Books. We're based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And so I'm excited. I've been connected to Julia. Oh, I think right after me and my husband got married, which was in 2016. So we're almost 10 years in here. And so it was our first book was actually a men's book that we wrote together. It was a men's conference that we were going to be ministering at. And, the Lord put it on us to write a book to minister to men. And so we came across Julia. We met her at actually a music conference. And so it's been history since then. And in that process, Julia has became my publishing mentor for our own company. But then I also been blessed to be able to assist her as one of the formatters for her company. And so it has been an awesome, amazing journey in writing our own and publishing our own books. But then we've also had the opportunity to publish others. And so we have about 5 or 6 other authors that we have actually helped write their book. We've helped them to write their book and publish their book. And so it's just been an amazing journey. I have learned so much in this process, but I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to learn what I've learned from Julia, because it has, it's a blessing when you can just sit down and write a book and you can do it from start to finish and do the whole process yourself and not, of course I still have to pay some people to do, for my own books, I still have to pay someone to edit and all of that. But, to overall do the process yourself has just been an amazing experience. So I am grateful to Julia and Brian for, all for BK Royston Publishing, and also Royal Media and Publishing. And so, they along with helping us to write that book, it's been a journey from there. Personally, we are me and my husband, we have wrote 6 books together, and but a total we have I've written about, I think, close to 10 now. So basically, I'm 15 books in. I'm working on book number 16 now, and all of our books is out on Amazon. And so, but tonight I am just I wanted to share a book that me and my husband had wrote together, and because even though my husband's not here on the live, he is on his way home from work, but I definitely wanted to come on to represent us. And so there was one of the last books that we have written together was called Being a Better You. And this particular book we wrote as a part of a men and women of Strength Empowerment series. And so what the reason behind us writing, one of our main purposes of writing is to encourage others. And so that is the purpose of why I write. That's the purpose of why my husband writes, and his name is Lewis Rutherford Jr. And so we look to encourage people through our writing, whether you're spiritual or whether you're non-spiritual. Even though our company is called Kingdom Writers Books, there are some books that we have written that are not necessarily, on the spiritual level, but on the inspirational level. And so, part of this book that we wrote together, this was on both sides, and that's why I wanted to make sure I kind of put that out there. So this book, if you're a Christian, of course, this book is something that you can read. And if you're not a Christian, these principles can apply to you. And so the purpose in our book here basically is 18 areas of our lives that we all need to work on. Like I said, whether you're spiritual or not, we all have 18 areas that we can really focus on making ourselves better. And that's the reason for the title, is working on basically being a better you. And so I know I find myself having to revisit this book all the time and looking at things, because we encounter things in life. One of the topics that really spoke to me in this book, and again, you can, whether you're spiritual or not, you can always get something out of reading. I want to highlight a particular chapter in this book to kind of accompany what I'm talking about. Let's see. pulling it up now here. You can't tell everyone your dreams. This is one of the chapters in this book. And so we know from, a spiritual perspective, that's not always a good thing to tell everybody your dreams. Whatever it is that you're trying to dream, whatever your dreams are, it's not always good to share that with everybody. And so one of the important things, there are some tips, there are some things that we talk about in this book on why that's sometimes is not okay. You have to be very careful who you share your dreams with, because some people are looking to take away from it, and some people, they want to walk alongside you and help you to fulfill those dreams. And so that is just one of the topics that we talk about in this book. There's a total of 18. And so again, our purpose is to encourage, our purpose is to empower and to strengthen men and women with our writings and all of the books that we put out. Of course, we will have more than just this book. Available again. All of our books are on Amazon, or you can personally order. We have all books in stock, and you can order books from us as well. And so we are just excited to continue our journey in writing, continuing to encourage other people. We've gotten so much feedback from people that have written and published, I'm sorry, read our books. And so, it just encourages us to continue to write. And so I'm excited to be able to share that book with anyone that is interested in it. You can definitely find us on Facebook at Kingdom Writers Books, our Facebook page. Our website is under construction right now, but you can also email us at kingdomwriters2017@gmail.com to be able to reach out to us. And then also, we have our PayHip website. It is also a secondary store that you can find some additional things in addition to our books on there, which is PayHip. That's payhip.com / Kingdom Writers Books with a capital K, capital W, and a capital B. All right. And so we are excited to connect with you. And we are just excited to be on the platform tonight. And thank you so much, Julia, for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're why we hear it. I hear it. Making a better you. And I think a whole lot of us can definitely resonate with that of being a better you. And so reach out to Erica and Lewis Rutherford. Be sure and connect with them. Purchase their books. Be sure and find them on Facebook. Now we can not only have friends, we can have followers even on our business pages and personal pages. So that's a beautiful thing. So reach out to them, connect with them, and I can tell you, as their publishing mentor, they will be publishing more. Next up
Yes,
is
we will.
Miss Peggy Dixon. Go right ahead, love.
Well, thank you, Julia. I'm so glad to be among such wonderful other artists that will be speaking and to have heard Erica and can't wait till we all are together. But my name is Peggy Dixon. I am Truth Seeds. I I give you the truth of what I believe is the truth. And I believe you have to plant a seed to grow a seed. And I invest in marriages. I teach. I do a plethora of things, as they say. But I also am an author. Now, my first book, Julia was not my publisher, but I am grateful that Julia encourages me to bring that book along with me. It's called Meatloaf and Marriage. What do they have in common? But I think and that came about because everybody said you've been married for so long, you need to write a book. So that's what I did. But the first book that Julia published for me was You Are the Legacy of Generational Tree. And this book is so precious to me because we're in a day and time when young people don't really know who they are. I mean, many of us as adults are still maybe struggling to figure out who we are, but especially the young people. So this book was written because there's an old tree and a young tree, and the young tree is trying to learn how to navigate his life out of this in this new lighted world when he's come out of a dark place, and he doesn't know how to do it, but he sees an oak tree that looks like he's been around forever, and he feels like he could learn something if they could become friends. And I won't spoil it for you. I'll say you have to read it to find out whether they become friends, whether he listens to the old tree's advice or not. But I can guarantee you that you are going to get a takeaway. There will be something in here that will address something in your own personal life, because it's based on the seasons of our lives as seen through the life of a tree. And so that you are the legacy, a generational tree. I can't wait to hear your feedback on it, because it's one of my favorite. And you know, when I first started off talking about it, I said there were 9 billion living trees in the world, and we are those trees. And I used to say after COVID, I don't know, there was maybe close to 9 million, but I think we back up to that 9 billion living trees. So I'm just going to keep saying 9 billion living trees. We are those trees, and we learn from each other through the seasons that we go through in life. And then I have the meat of marriage. And if you notice that meat is capital M-E, lowercase a-t. And that was deliberately done because it's really me at marriage. We often get married and don't even realize that we don't know who we are when we step into the relationship. And so a lot of times we bring a lot of baggage from from previous relationships, whether it's from dating and courting relationships, as whether it's other marriages that you may have been involved in, but you bring a lot of baggage into those relationships because you don't know who you are. And there's a lot of things that take place, and I don't want to give away everything about this, but this is kind of like a storyline of exactly the things you discover in marriage, either about yourself or about your spouse. There are so many marriages in the world that end up in divorce now within the first 4 years. It used to be you at least had 7 years before you started having troubles, but now a lot of people or couples are giving up in the first 4 years of their relationship. Why? Many because they don't know themselves, they don't get to know their spouse. Um, and so I just wanted to make sure that you all understand and know my husband and I've been married 51 years this year. And the one thing I've come away, thank you, one thing I've come away with in understanding about me and marriage, it is WORK, work. And you cannot have a marriage without work. You've got to have the commitment, the dedication. You have to figure out how to date, how to guard, how to protect, how to serve one another. You've got to learn how to forgive one another. There's a lot of things that go into a relationship. And so if you're out there and you trying to figure out this marriage thing, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I have learned enough things to help you have a little more perfection in your own relationship. You can reach me at solo, that's SOLO.TO / Peggy B. Dixon. You can reach me at Amazon to get the books. You can also contact me personally through my email as Peggy Bruce Dixon at gmail.com. I do want to encourage you that if you come to the table, when you come to the table, because that's what this is about, coming to the table, you're going to find that you're going to wind up being hungry while you're reading the book. So go ahead and get you a little meal, a little snack, because you're going to, I tease you a little bit in here with the introduction about the meal that's going to make you want to sit down and realize you are the meat, the source. You are the sustainer of the relationship, the me part of it. So I hope you enjoyed that enough to say, I think I want to get that and read that. And then there's the workbook that you need to consider getting as well, so that you can work through some things and figure out how you can make your relationship last. Hope that blessed you.
It did, it did, it did. Believe you me, I was at a recent event and they're like, okay, You don't have Miss Peggy Dixon. I said, how did you even connect us? Oh no, you Miss Peggy Dixon was with you, and I know. And I was like, okay, I'll have to get you connected sooner or later. And they were just, I got the meatloaf book, but I need the new one she's got. Well, if you're out there, you're listening, you need to get the new one she's got, the meat of marriage, and I definitely highly suggest if you have a marriage ministry at your church, and they have done marriage seminars and marriage settings and conferences and workshops. They've been doing a lot of that lately. Of course, I think somebody told her that when she came to me. I said, you know, you need to be ready to get on the move, and yeah. So anyway, so it's been happening. She's you go on her Facebook page, you will see at Peggy B. Dixon, you will see that she's definitely been on the move, going live, doing in-person events, doing her own conference. So follow her so you'll know exactly when that's going to be and when that's coming up, because she seeks to bless you and take you to the next level. Not only those who are married, but there's singles, widows, all of the aspects of relationships in life. So thank you, Ms. Peggy Dixon. We appreciate all that you do for me and for marriages all over the country. Miss Elizabeth Gore, you're up next. You're up next. Go right ahead, dear.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Julie, for having me on the program tonight. I am Elizabeth Gore. I am a first time author. So you can see I waited a long time to get my thoughts together or to think about what I wanted to write. But I was inspired to write at the passing of my sister. I live here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm involved in many activities, family, church, and my community. I've served on several boards here in Indianapolis. One of the things that I'm very proud of is I'm the past president of the Indianapolis Public School Board, which I was on for 8 years. I'm the oldest of 5 children. The sister in which my book is dedicated to was next to me, and we had there were 5 of us. So there were 4 girls and 1 boy. And you can imagine he caught holy goodness from us, 4 girls. So my sister was a beautician. She was a beautician for about 50 years. She lived here in Indianapolis and she had her own shop. In fact, she had 2 shops. One, they both were called Carol and Everybody's. And she enjoyed doing hair. She was a barber as well as a beautician. And if you went in her shop, you would never forget it. She would have you dying laughing because she was humorous. She also had several customers. And during those days, the ladies were getting what we called the Jerry curl. And that curl kept ladies waiting and waiting and waiting because there were few people that gave the one like Carol who enjoyed it. In fact, they called her the Queen of Hair. Um, when Carol passed away, I wanted a way to honor her. And I kept thinking, what could I do? And I wrote the book called Carly and Chrissy the Curl. And this is about a curl that woke up in the morning, as some of us do. I think I did this morning and said, oh, I don't look right. Something's not right. I need help. And so this is about Carly's and Chrissy meeting up at a beauty supply store, trying to find the best way to restore her curl. And they walked up and down the aisles, and the Queen of Hair was put her on a shopping journey to find out how Carly could best keep that curl looking good and to get it back to its normal way of looking. So, if you read my book, it's a children's book. I ask questions of children. Have they ever been to the beauty shop? What was their experience? Um, share a lot of experiences. And finally, you'll get to get the resolve of what happened to Chrissy the Curl and if she was able to get that curl back again, looking like she wanted it to look. And so, since I've written this book, I have been inspired to do my second book. And so, I'm really happy about that. So, thank
Awesome.
you
You're welcome. You're
very
welcome.
much.
So,
Uh,
Christy, you got to be able to get it at Amazon.com. Miss Elizabeth Gore, I tell you what, the illustrator and I both had our scratching our heads like, what are we gonna make this curl look
Rustin
like?
for
What are we
letting
gonna do?
me
What
be
is this
and talk
curl
about.
gonna right? What is this curl gonna actually look like? And so when we put the curl together, I said, you did good. It's cute with the bow on it. It took him out of his comfort zone and it took me out of it too. And so I'm super excited. That is a very cute book, and be on the lookout for the next book two. Benji is on the way, and I think it's gonna set the world on
Yes.
fire. I think that's gonna be a wonderful opportunity too as well. It's in production, it's in the works, but be sure and find her and follow her on Amazon. Follow her on Miss Gore. Are you on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook, but I do have a personal email, lizgore280 at gmail.com.
Okay,
And so
Liz
anybody that
Gore.
wants to get me either on uh, Amazon or
Absolutely.
so thank you very
So
much.
reach out to her so she'll know that you're definitely interested, and get on her list, and she will reach out to you and connect with her. And yeah, she is extremely connected in Indianapolis, and I've met so many people just from working with her, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ms. Gore. Chrissy the Curl. Yeah, buy it for
Thank,
your beautician everywhere.
yeah.
All right, next up, the king of urban fiction, Mr. Michael Young. Now, let me just tell you this. Now, the same event I was at, and they was calling where Miss Peggy Dixon was the same event in Indianapolis I was at, and they was howling and raving about Michael Young. And so they were kind of a little upset he wasn't there. I'm like, well, he don't go everywhere. He does have a life. And the other lady says, "Who is Michael Young?" Oh my God. The other lady says, "This is how stuff." So people worry about Facebook ads and all. This is a publisher tip. You worry about, oh, and I didn't get this. You just need word of mouth. Because by the time the lady said, "Oh, I want all that you had here of his," so that was 4 books she bought. And then she said, "Was it good?" She goes, "Oh no, I buy everything Michael Young buys. He writes everything he writes. I buy it, and it is all good. And I'm waiting on the next one for him." And she said, "Well, what is this one? I thought I had all of his book." I said, "No, you don't have this one. No, you don't have this one yet. It just came out. It's hot off the girl. I went for it. Hot off the press." And so then the other lady said, "Well, I'm not going to let you outdo me by buying 4. Let me buy 2 so I'd at least be interested in him, introduced to him." So therefore, Michael Young has a fan club. Let me just say this, and they get highly animated. When we were at an event last year, they said he didn't come. I said he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't able to make it. So he has quite a fan base and quite a following. I always tell fiction writers, if you get people who are loyal, fiction writers are loyal. Once they fall in love with your writing style, you can forget it. They will buy everything you write. So take it away, sir.
Hello, my name is Michael Young. I am from and currently reside in Louisville, Kentucky. I am an urban fiction writer. Correction, I am an adult urban fiction writer. I have to put that in to let people know that I have adult content in my books. Uh, I really really love writing, especially from the comments I get from people. I actually started writing from advice from my wife. I used to write down little short stories, and she convinced me to try to make it into a book. Then lines connected, dots connected, eyes got crossed. I was led to Julia, who I sent my first script, my first book to. I asked her, "Is this worthy of being a book?" She said yes, and it took off from there. In my books, I try to keep the readers interested. Before I started writing all the book, well, not all the books, but a lot of the books I read, uh, they were real long and they didn't hold my interest for a while. There would be dead zones in the books, chapters that was just there that had nothing in it. There was nothing driving the story forward. Characters got lost in the stories, and even though I finished the books, I just felt kind of empty reading those books. And so when I finally decided I was going to make a book, I did not want my books to be that way. Every chapter has to have something interested in it or something that drives the book forward. I just released my eighth book, Winter's Cold Kiss. I'll tell you a little bit about Winter's Cold Kiss. It is a story about a woman who finds out that her husband has been deceitful to her. She finds out he's been living a life that she did not know about. And upon someone coming to their house and hurting her husband, she finds out information that she didn't know about, and she decides to take revenge on the people who hurt her husband. All along her marriage with this guy, he used to do things and teach her things that she had no idea why he was doing it. She just thought he was just being nice, being a husband, just spending time with her. But as she goes on a revenge, she finds out everything that he has shown and teach her comes in handy. So I'm not going to let too much of the book go uh, and let you know what's going to happen in it. But it is a wild ride, and you will be cheering for Winter. Winter is the name of the wife, by the way. Her name is Winter.
And his wife is on the cover. So if you want to know what Michael Young's wife looks like, get Winter's Cold Kiss because she is the model on the cover. And this is her second cover. She's been on the cover before, but not solo. She was in as they say, an ensemble cover. And I'm like, wait a minute, I said Sarita can do that. Hold on. When we had the vision for the cover and the blue wig, I said, your wife has every color wig I know of. And I know you can find a blue one. Come on now. And so she is on the cover. I'm super proud of Michael Young. He is absolutely right. I'm a ravenous reader. So when he writes something, I always kind of ask him, can I read this in the daytime or can I read it at night? Which one? And he one of them he said you better read that in the daytime. And some of them I can't read at night before I go to sleep. I'm like, no, but he really keeps you focused from chapter one, page one, all the way to the end. And that's a gift because a lot of people can't do it. Sometimes it starts off okay, and then we get bored in the middle, and then it might be okay at the end. But if you got me bored in the middle, there are some readers that put it down and won't hold fast till the end. So yeah, he has quite a following. Be sure and find him on Facebook. There are a lot of Michael Youngs. So it's michael.young.568,000 no million 5,688,899. So yeah, there are a lot of Michael Youngs in the world, but there's only one Michael Young of Royal Media and Publishing, and we're happy to proud to have him. He is a phenomenal writer, and we'll be putting him on tour soon as Ford lets him go. Hello. More years. I told him, I said, I got you in the meantime. Let's get all we gonna get from Ford, and then we'll roll on with books later. So thank you very much, sir. We look forward to what's next, what's coming down the pipe for you. and those creative ideas that run through your head that some of them leave me like, what? How you came up with that? And I'm like, come on, God, you being creative, but super excited for that. Thank you, Michael Young. And coming up at the end, Doctor Doctor Hoog. Hold on, I need you to unmute Doctor Hoog. There you
Good
go.
evening,
Take it
good
away.
evening. Can you all hear me?
We can take it
Awesome.
away.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, Julia. I'm excited to be a part of the Indianapolis Black Expo again. I see some familiar faces. So I live in Lafayette, Indiana, but I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. 502. I am a professor. I teach literacy and language education. And I just published my fourth children's book. My first one was published in 2018. Thank you all. And it was based on my teaching experiences. Um, I was so blessed that Julia, we had never met, but she came to my book launch event that I hosted in Louisville. And since then, we've just become friends. And she has been a mentor to me. I did self publishing, but with my last two books, she helped me with some formatting and everything. And so I really appreciate her. She's so um, just wants everybody to win and always looking out. I don't want to go the publishing route. I've had a lot of people ask me how to publish a book. And as a professor and a lot of other things going on, I run a summer literacy program. And so 6 weeks, I'm really busy. So I don't have the capacity to help other people. I send a lot of people Julia's way. So Julia and I, we just have become friends and she looks out for me. So I really appreciate you, Julia, for always telling me about events. I was able to do the Juneteenth event in Indianapolis recently, and that was amazing at the Central Library. So my newest book, I'm just going to talk about that one. It's called Black Girl, Why Are You So? And it is an affirmation book for girls and women. Um, I performed this poem, a version of it, a few years ago, and I got like a standing ovation. It was my first time ever performing poetry. Someone referred me to this event, and from that, a lot of people say you should make that into a book. And so I'm really into children's books and helping Black girls see their gifts and love themselves. And so I decided I had books about a young Black boy. I wanted to have something for the young girls. And so really it's for everyone, but mostly for young Black girls. And Julia knows I feel a connection with everybody here in their stories, but my mom passed away last year in 2024. And so at the time of me publishing this book, it was kind of like self assurance and just remembering what my mom instilled in me. So this book encourages young ladies, and at the end of the book, there are some affirmation activities. They can illustrate themselves and learn about what affirmations mean and things like that. And my other book, this is a nursery rhyme book for young girls. And then again, I have like actual storyline books. This is my most popular. There's a sequel to this one, but it's based on some of my teaching experience. Everyone's telling him to act his age, and he kind of learns a lesson from that. And so I really enjoy writing books. I'm excited to be at the Indie Black Expo. Come and visit me, check it out, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you again for the invitation.
No problem. I need your website, where you are on social media, and I need you to just say a little bit about Freedom School,
Okay.
because now it is kind of taking on a totally different connotation. As a matter of fact, you're not the only professor I met about Freedom School. When I was in Baltimore, I introduced to somebody. So tell us first about Freedom School, just a little bit about Freedom School and what that means and what that does.
Yes, Freedom School is a national summer literacy program. The modern day one's been around for, I think, 31 years now, but they are rooted historically in the civil rights movement. And so modern day, we build a love for reading. And so it's 6 weeks in the summer. And I worked for Freedom School as an undergraduate, and I was an education major, and it really exposed me to a lot of diversity about my history. I learned about a lot of history I was never taught. And it really transformed my teaching and my pedagogy. And so I've been working with them since 2008. And now that I'm a professor, I started a site here in Lafayette, West Lafayette, Indiana, where not just it's not education majors, but undergraduate college students work at the site and they lead the curriculum. There's an integrated reading curriculum that's developed each year. And so there are about almost 200 sites nationally. So whoever you met in Baltimore, probably there are a few sites in Baltimore. And so, yeah, that's about Freedom School. We are in week 4 at our site. So we have 2.5 more weeks left, and I have first graders through 8th graders. And it's really high energy. We do Harambe, which is Kiswahili for Let's Pull Together every morning celebration. The books are diverse, so they read about diverse characters. They learn how to make a difference. Each week is a theme, so I can make a difference in myself, my family, my community, my country, my world, and with hope, education, and action. They also, it's free of charge. So our program is run off of grants and donations. And so they get to take a book home each week and build their home library. It's really a lot. We have some amazing parents in this community that have been helping me. And so, yeah, that is about Freedom School. And my website is brianiahogue.com. And you can also follow me on Instagram at author Briania, my first name, author Briania. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, BriannaHogue.com, and find her on Instagram. Find her on the gram. But congratulations on everything that you're accomplishing, everything that you're doing. The children's books, the Freedom School, the I don't know, Purdue University. It's amazing too because we have so many connections because I worked there from 1990 to 1992. And so when she said she was at Purdue, I'm like, oh. So hopefully I'll be able to get back on that campus sometime in 2026.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Always, always a Cards fan though. Always a Cards.
Yeah, well, okay. And I'm always a Cats fan. So that's what I say, free education. So I always love to bring authors on and spotlight authors, and it's always a pleasure. But I always have another motive home. So meet us July 18th through the 20th at the Indiana Black Expo Summer Celebration, and we are in booth 713. So we are in booth. We'll all be in booth 713. So that's the reason why I told the lady, okay, come to Black Expo because Michael Young will be there along with his wife, Sarita, at booth 713. And all of these authors that are on tonight will be there, Lord willing, July 18th through the 20th at the Indianapolis Convention Center in booth, I think it's Exhibit Hall H, G or H, maybe both. But we're in booth 713. So this makes probably, I don't know, my 6th, 7th, 8th year going to Indiana Black Expo. It's always a highlight for my year, primarily because I live in Southern Indiana, and it's one time I really get to take advantage of all the things that go on in Indianapolis, the capital. So that makes it a beautiful opportunity for me to meet. And people like, where are you from? And I said, go south, 65 South. I'm there in Jeffersonville right before you get to Louisville. But super excited always to bring you inspirational books, children's books especially. We need them now more than ever. I tell people all the time, we go straight to the people, and sell directly to the people who we feel like would want it and interested in it. And when I catch little children stretching their necks, looking at the table, I know we have done something really great. Whether the parent buys the book or not, I know I've piqued that interest, and they will discover that cover and learn to love reading as much as I do. And Freedom School, I feel like, is very important. I'm really just learning about it within the last 2 to 3 years. And knowing that it highlights literacy and highlights diversity is really important for me and high on my nonprofit list. So I'm thankful for your time. Be sure and share. Be sure and tell others. Be on the lookout. Hello, Ms. Jean Murray. Thank you so much for just keep clicking. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being my scribe this evening. We are looking for gaps in the market, and a lot of it has to do with underserved and underrepresented communities. And so therefore we're striving to make sure that it's good quality books, but that it inspires and encourages us to keep moving forward. So without that being said, July 18th through the 20th, all roads lead to Indianapolis for summer celebration. And also is the WNBA. I think that's All-Star Weekend. So Indianapolis is going to be just woo, over the top, exciting and filled with all kinds of people. So be safe, but enjoy yourself. We look forward to seeing you, meeting you soon. Be sure and connect, follow these authors online. Be blessed. Until next time, bye-bye.